Battlefield is a series known for their realistic and detailed games, from the bloody trenches of World War I to the breathtaking skyscrapers of 2042. EA DICE are renowned for pushing their graphics and the size of their games to the very limit. Unfortunately, recent titles have received poor reviews and concerning amount of criticism, as misled gamers paid ridiculous amounts of money for unfinished and unplayable games. However, in the midst of darkness, there is only one hope: Season 1. Just talking about Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 2042, the first season can determine the future state of the game. With the horrible reception of Battlefield 5's trailer and beta and the poor amount of sales, EA decided to cut off all support for the game after its second year and the Pacific update, leaving players who were promised more content with a lackluster and dead game. Well, that was until 2021. After the extremely successful reveal and major hype surrounding the title, the player bases for Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, and Battlefield 4 blew up one more time, as thousands of veterans and noobs picked up a rifle and marched into the battle. Well, as all good things, at some point, they must come to an end. And once the Battlefield 2042 beta was live, frustration and confusion began. I was out of town when the beta came out, so I didn't get a chance to try the game for myself, but god damn, the reviews were shocking. The overall opinion from most players was that it was a practically unplayable game. Getting into matches took forever, the maps wouldn't load completely sometimes, the vehicles were bugged, gunplay was bugged, even walking or running around was bugged. As someone who was part of the hype surrounding the game, I was extremely disappointed and bummed that the negativity was affecting the future of the game. But myself, along with some hopeful people, waited until the game's launch in November before deciding for ourselves whether or not to get the game. But let's cut to the chase. The game did not do well at all. I mean, the sales were decent, but the actual game has the lowest reviews I've seen in a long time, possibly the lowest in the series to date. But enough ranting and raving, the game is okay at the current state. Bugs are ironed out, for the most part, and it's visually pleasing, especially on next-gen consoles. It's extremely fun. I love the gunplay. For the first time in the series, I can actually drive vehicles and get kills. I know, shocker. But there's a long ways to go, and with not enough maps or weapons, and only 2 game modes in the base game, the only way I'm going to continue playing it is if they drop more hotfixes and content. Better challenges, more skins, and more guns. Probably one of the biggest issues with the game that pretty much all players have is the operator system. And as fun as it is to see a character with their own voice lines and background, oh wait, that's it. There is no background. There is no real story in 2042. You get a 2-minute cutscene when you first start the game, and that's just about it. It's really just unfortunate that they couldn't put the time or effort into the game that they did with the previous titles. Even Battlefield 5, love it or hate it, that's up to you. But you can't deny that it was a really fun game with plenty of content, story mode, co-op mode, which I don't think enough people played because it was pretty fun, along with the base game with at least 8 or 9 different game modes. I don't think it was too much, but it was enough to keep you going. There was plenty of maps, and there was Firestorm, so why don't we talk about that really quick. With quarantine, battle royales have just hit the ceiling. I don't think I've seen so many different battle royales come out at once, from Apex Legends to Call of Duty Warzone. It was inevitable that at some point Battlefield would try their own Battle Royale. And this is going back to the launch of Battlefield 5. This was Firestorm, and it didn't do well. Take it for someone who played at least 5 hours of the mode. It is painful, and I mean painful. Battlefield 5 is an arcade game. It's an arcade shooter. It reminds me a lot of Call of Duty, and to be honest, that's part of its charm. But with Firestorm, it kind of runs a little bit into realism and grounded, kind of giving you a feel for maybe PUBG or Escape from Tarkov. But really quick, let's take a break from Battlefield 5. Battlefield 2042 only has 3 game modes. It has its base game, which is Conquest and Breakthrough, classic Battlefield, extremely addictive, super fun, and just an overall great time. But there's no voice chat, and PC players dominate it, and you know, that kind of bugs me. But there's always 2 other game modes, Portal and Hazard Zone. Alrighty, so Hazard Zone is a weird one. I really enjoyed my time with it. I've only won 1 match so far, but it's really fun. You have to rely solely on sound and teamwork. Well, thanks a lot, EA Dice, because teamwork is practically impossible. There's no voice chat, and unless you're on PC, you can't use type chat. So how are you supposed to tell your teammates, hey, I'm getting shot at? You can mark them, but you know, not everybody listens. And unless you're yelling and swearing at your teammates, they're not going to pay attention to you. And this was an issue that I had in pretty much every single Hazard Zone match I have played so far. And I've played close to maybe 10 or 12. And Hazard Zone is only part of it. Remember, there's 3 different game modes. The other is called Portal, and I'm sure you've heard this a lot. Portal is supposedly the most popular of the 3 game modes. I didn't enjoy it at all. I'm just going to be straight there. That is my opinion, unpopular opinion, hot take. I have absolutely no interest, and playing it was miserable. I had no fun in Portal. You do earn minor XP, definitely not as much as a regular Battlefield match, mostly because the matches are shorter, around 10 minutes. That sounds fun, right? Arcadey, Call of Duty, short. However, it's Battlefield. Battlefield Team Deathmatch has never been fun, and the primary game modes you'll find there are Team Deathmatch. Granted, there is Conquest and Rush, but those are on old games, meaning you have the setbacks of those old games, such as Battlefield 3, Battlefield 1942, and Battlefield Bad Company 2. Basically, the only new content Battlefield has had in the game so far is in Portal. They've added different modes such as Elves versus Santa, which is so dumb. It is pretty fun, and it's an innocent addition, but they need to improve. They charge about $70 for the base game on next-gen consoles, $60 for last-gen consoles, and on PC I'm not too sure, but I mean $70 for the average player is insane. And not to mention there's other editions that can go up to $100 and $150, I believe. So let me just finish this with one last note. Battlefield 2042 is fun. No doubt about it, the gunplay is good. It is smooth, it runs fine, looks gorgeous, especially on next-gen consoles. There are a lot of issues, the main ones being bugs and lack of content. If only DICE would listen to the player base and add more content quicker, I think they could save the game. But then again, at this point, it's possible it's already far gone, so. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. Have a great day. See ya.